What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's about to be that time.
Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the first stream of 2025. Obviously, normally we do these on Sundays, but the chapter officially dropped on a Friday. So we're here today on a off day that used to be our normal day a few years ago. And but we're here, so if everybody that's in here could do me a favor and like the stream, because I don't think people were expecting a stream today, so we gotta pump these likes up, pump these numbers up, so that everybody knows that we're here. And then everybody can file in, and we'll get into this this chapter here. Shout out to DK in the chat. My guy Dan. Happy New Year, man. Chin's here, Miles here. Miles said, what wildness is this? Here comes the new time, same as the old time. Yeah. Hey, Viz decided to put the chapter out on Friday. Okay, and I've already been waiting. So I'm not going to sit here and wait another 2 days just to do this on Sunday. We're doing this right now. Jacob, what's up? Paths, Jedmond, Seal. Good to see you guys. All right. I'll pull up the chapter here. The only thing that I've been spoiled on with this chapter is that we get new outfits for the other guys. That's the only thing I know about the chapter. I don't know what the outfits are. I just know that like we get new drip. So I'm expecting like a setup-y chapter though. You know, based around everything. Like, I don't expect an answer on the Shanks business. I don't expect a lore dump from Saul yet, but it would be nice and appreciated. I think it would make sense to use this chapter to establish more of like what's going on in other parts of Elbaf, so that we have an understanding of what like the central plot is. But we'll see. Either way, I'm here on page 1. I see Barry and Dizza in the chat. What's up, guys? Friends Cups. Okay, so maybe this is more about Hyrodin, what he's been up to, and explaining to other people like what Luffy means to him, maybe? I don't know. But shout out to Tama here, getting her revenge. We love to see this. That's our girl. I love this. Yeah. Tama for Nakama. Yeah, I'm just staring at this like, you know, hey, people want to say that, what was she going to do if she was going to come along? What was Hold'em? He was a headliner? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Next page. Interesting. Okay. So we're back in the library. Starting with Bonnie and Chopper, and they are looking at a bunch of squiggly lines that they have that mean nothing to them. But it's confirmation that they've got some, poneglyphical information here. The letters are so huge, I can't even read them like this. Can't even read them like this. You can't read them at all. What are you talking about? Shout out to Ty. Said Carolyn wishes the Savage Crew a Happy New Year. She's on top of you, man. Yeah, well, it's Friday business. Okay, so Biblo is the one who lords over this library, and I wonder if that's a reference to Bilbo, and that Otis trying to do like a Lord of the Rings thing here. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's what he's trying to do here, because I could see Elbaf having a lot of Lord of the Rings vibes. So let's see. All right, he's been around here for centuries, I hear. All we know is that owl up there will make any book that enters his territory grow to enormous size. Biblo, Owl Library Chief Librarian. So that's interesting. So if we didn't talk about this book thing, I'd be like, is this guy an owl zone? Because that'd be pretty cool. But it seems like maybe the owl has some sort of paramecia that maybe gives some sentience and allows him to, do this upscaling. We'll see. BK said that he immediately thought of Bilbo too. Yeah. Monkey Mafioso said Biblio. Yeah, well, yeah. Donde está biblioteca, right? So I think there's like, so there's a double entendre here. Biblio, Bilbo, Biblo. Oda knows what he's doing. So, anyway, next page. Because Elbaf ain't affiliated with the world government, we don't get news coups here. But you can read little newspapers the fishermen get while at sea. I suspect it's a growth owl that's eaten the grow fruit. A growth owl and the grow fruit. It can cause any inorganic matter to grow. Perfect power for a land of giants. So, pretty sure that's exactly what we said last week. So I'm gonna take
another
that.
one.
Said that it would be some sort of a grow fruit that would only work on, non-living objects. Saul says to Robin, so does it take you back? Robin admits that it does. I wonder if they have medical books. They do, but most of it is archaeology and history. We got some medical books from here in Elbaf. Wow, I want to see them. But they were always big, so they can't shrink down. Aw. Well, Chopper, just go into Monster Point. Then you should be able to read it. Alright, so then the kids start swinging in. Yahoo, yeah, push harder. Ooh, this is great. I love this giant swing. Oh, we got Luffy and Usopp in this as well. And then Luffy says that I'm so Bobby. Those children were terrified. I tried to stop him. Sure you did, Usopp. Sure you did. Alright, wow, Miss Gerd, they're scaring us. We're on the next page now. Aw, you poor things. Hey, a warrior shouldn't be crying. It's pathetic. Stop it, Luffy. The children here are raised to be kind and well-meaning and pure. Huh? Oh, you smug little brat. Is that just a universal trait? He got he's going full Momo. And it said TCB was the rear fruit, as in child rearing. The grow fruit was translated as rear. That doesn't make any sense. Cooper Y said, "Dear Lord, Randy, what did I do? What did I say?" Nurture fruit. What does child rearing have to do with growing books, though? Grow fruit makes more sense. I know what child rearing implies. I just like it. Just this makes more sense. I gotta go with the official on this one. You know, sometimes TCB. You know, I like what they're doing. You know, whatever. But the official here just makes more sense. I'm really sad about this, Usopp. I know how you feel, but we can't complain about Elbaf trying to live in peace. I've found you, Straw Hat Luffy. Ah. Okay, so we've got Colin here. What happened to being peaceful? I've got you now. Luffy just flexed on this kid. Alright. Oh, wow. He's really about to flex on him. Gear 3. Gum elephant gun? Come on, Luffy. You missed on purpose, right? I know that kid's not nice enough to dodge that. Next page. Take it easy, Luffy. What? I didn't hit him. Even still, it's going down. Hehehe. At least someone's got some backbone. You're scaring us, Luffy. We hate violence. That was awesome. I can totally tell you're an Emperor of the Sea. We hate you too, Colin. The wild child is here. You don't even go here. You don't even go to school. You don't even go here. You can't sit with us. Wow. Shut up, losers. I hate you sniveling weaklings too. He's so vicious. What's up with all the third grade spelling of these words? Next page. There you go, causing trouble again, Colin. It was a really good swing, though. Oh, here, it's your favorite mom from Mado. What? Mom? You mean Ripley? You're not teaching him the same lessons your school is. You should probably apologize about the sneak attack, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. For those who may have forgotten, Ripley is Colin's mother. And he has presented her with a dish from the bartender. My dad's a human, you know. Ooh, okay. Things are getting spicy. Alright. Ah. His dad is a human. I mean, I don't know how that worked, but hey, you know, all power to whoever this stud was. Anyway, he used to be a pirate. He could even hold his own against Elbaf warriors. Well, lingonberries, how sweet. Your father's a human. He's a younger man, actually. Oh, all right. So we got a cougar hunter out there. Okay. He keeps sulking that he's the only one who ages, and that's why he won't marry me. So I've always been his common law wife. Who does this guy think he is, anyway? Pat's member for 13 months said, "It should have been me." Barry said, we've 4 ideas. We got ideas, alright. Does it say somebody to call Cougar Hunter Dizza? Chat's going wild over this, okay. I'm getting the implication that we won't find out who this father is yet, but this is one of those things that Oda would hold on for a few chapters anyway. Back to the library. Wow, even the library is cool. The books are all huge. Luffy, I want to catch up with Saul, so I stopped by the feast later. Alright, Luffy's here, so maybe we can get some lore. It'll be fine. Their feast lasts 3 days and nights. I'll stay too, says Chopper. I think. Oh yeah, then Luffy says, okay, got it. Don't worry about me. I've got to go ask for permission to put down roots here. Me too. Gotta go ask permission to who? We got Franky. Ow, listen up. Turns out this whole island is an atom tree. The whole island. The entire island. Okay. It's the ultimate tree whose wood I used to build the Sunny. Jewel tree atom. Yeah, there are several atom trees in the world, but this one's by far the oldest. I'm gonna soak in the majesty of the jewel tree. Okay, interesting, interesting. I really enjoyed the idea of this tree being the tree. I'm not huge on the idea of losing the uniqueness of that, but I guess it helps make more sense geographically how Franky was able to get the wood and then get back to Water 7 before, you know, everything happened. But, whatever. Alright, you guys, fine. We'll go back first. I'm about ready to start by now. Gerd says, I have a request for everyone. What is a Gerd? Next page. Okay, we got our first double-page spread of the chapter. Took a while. That's how you know we're dealing with some setup here. Okay, we got the new fits. Here we go. That was the only thing that I knew was going to happen in the chapter. Why, thank you. Do I look like a warrior? You're killing it, Brooke. How about me? I definitely feel stronger, but how did you all have these clothes in our size? I have a hobby of making human clothes. That's all, though. Honestly, nothing else. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I'm happy you like them. So maybe Gerd and Road are not too different. Anyway, Luffy says, okay, see you guys in the village. And then they hop on a flying boat. So, Colin, Luffy, Jinbei, Sanji, and can't tell who the other two are. Oh, alright, well, let's look at these fits. Brooke. Okay, whatever. Franky. I'm not huge on the beard, but, you know, whatever. Jinbei, okay, I like it. Like, for Jinbei, you know, we're here. And then Robin's I do actually really like. And I'm glad that she actually, like, has clothes on. Catch up later. Okay. Those were pages 10 and 11 there. Moving on to 12. Ooh, okay. Back here with the Shanks business. PK said check Jinbei's belt. Yeah, I saw Jinbei's belt. Alright. Aurust Castle, Western Village, Elbaf. Pipsqueak humans, how did we let you get in? We failed as guards. Are you in the Straw Hat crew? You must be if you're in this country. We are looking for the person named Loki. Loki, what do you want with a criminal like him? He killed King Harold, beloved by all the people of the realm. He's the scourge of Elbaf. And no one's in this castle. Then where is he? Answer me. Can't tell you that, just in case you mean to free him. So you will not say, nope, sorry. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Huh? What kind of joke is this? Next page. Yeah, hey, what's wrong? Okay, we did some crazy magic here. Shanks has Griffin on his belt there, so I don't want to hear nothing about this, ain't Shanks. Arg. Behave yourself, you insolent lout. Did you think I asked you a question? I gave you an order to answer me. Hey, what's happening? Okay, that's all we're getting, I guess. Next page. Western Village, Elbaf. From the distant East Blue, we have come at last to this place. Hey, that's the Straw Hat crew. The land of giants at last. The kingdom of the world's strongest warriors. I'm glad you're here. We've been awaiting you. These are the Pipsqueak humans who understood and protected our warriors' pride. The ones who freed us from a prison of our own ignorance. Who saved my life when I was in danger of vanishing into nothing. Elbaf welcomes these little friends to our land. Woo. They might be small, but don't overlook them. On the sea, Straw Hat Luffy is a great pirate, one of the 4 emperors. You know, you gotta love seeing it. DJ BS, member for 42 months, said, "Sup, Cap, at work, so I will be lurking." Yeah, I know it's Friday, but it's all good. He was front and center in the Great Wano incident where that monster Kaido and Big Mom fell in battle. Rawr. Yeah. This is an interesting group, actually. So you got Luffy, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, Brook, Jinbei, and who's that in the back? Oh, Zoro. To the Straw Hats, we raise these Friends Cups. Rah, cheers. Yeah. We got a bunch of giants here. I can see Goldberg's there also. Yeah. That was 14 and 15. We're getting to the end of the chapter here. All right. Next page. Page 16. Oh, ja, ja, ja. I can hear them from here. Looks like the Straw Hats are back. What? You're the giant they had captured back in Savity. Oh, hey. Nice. I mentioned that like a while ago. I was like, you know, that guy that we met in like chapter 500, like, you know, we need some context on him. Oh, confirmation that was Stansen. Very same. Stansen, at your service. When I heard from Hyridin that he was under your lead, it felt like fate was at work. I will repay this debt to you, thank. That's cool. A Stansen refresher. Abducted while napping, this old friend of Hyridin was nearly sold off at the human auction hall. Luckily for him, the Straw Hat crew wrecked the auction for an unrelated reason, and thus he escaped slavery. Oh, okay, I see. Hey, I'm glad you made it out. Everyone having fun? Ja Rule, it's Ja Rule. It's time for the fire festival. It's Ja Rule. Next page. I hear we got some little guests. Man's got a sword in his helmet. Look at this giant. He's like a walking hill. Beard Hill Ja Rule. Hero of the giants, oldest in the world, age 408. Chief Ja Rule's come all the way to the village. Hey man, there's a sword stuck in your head. Oh, ja. Oh, this? Not to worry. The helmet saved my life. It's going all the way through. Wow. Yeah. All right. We got ourselves a little setup chapter to start the year. This one's not going to be at the top of anyone's top chapters of 2025 ranking. I'll say that, just because I mean there's really not much really going on here, but there are some fun little mysteries that we can discuss. Maxo supered and said, "Finally, Ja Rule has returned. No financial woes can keep this man down." We're gonna have a lot of Ja Rule jokes this arc, and I'm here for it. Okay. So I think the biggest things of this chapter, in a chapter full of giants, you know, we finally got Luffy and Colin. They have, you know, mixed and mingled here. That's going to be like, you know, a fun relationship that's going to get explored throughout the arc, where Luffy is going to be able to kind of be the Shanks for once. Well, I mean, he was kind of Momo Shanks and Tama Shanks, but it's going to be even more obvious and apparent here. And like the thing that I want is for, you know, this to obviously be Shanks at the end, and not necessarily that he needs to be evil. I'm not an evil Shanks perpetuator, but I am a morally gray, you know, antagonistic Shanks believer. And I like the idea of Luffy embodying the spirit of what he viewed Shanks to be, even if that's not truly who Shanks actually is. No matter what, we're going to fight Shanks, and I think it's going to happen in 2025. I put that on my bingo card. Because Luffy started the post-time skip by saying that, when he did his alliance with Law. He was like, okay, cool, we're going to go take down Kaido. That's fine, as long as it's not Shanks first. But I plan to take down all of the Emperors. And all of the Emperors include Shanks, so Oda's already told us. Shanks and Luffy, they're going to fight. And since Shanks already has some sort of a relationship with Colin, then I think that's, part of what's going to make this all, pretty fun here. Let's see. And then obviously there's the whole thing that we got to get into of who is his dad. So he's got a human father. So I think that's a pretty interesting thing to kind of think about and consider. And what else do we have? We got the new fits. We've got this, girl that's with Shanks doing some wild magic. We've got a big party. Everybody's eating, and then this guy's got a sword through his head. So. Let's see. Okay. This is Sid Mars doing some construction. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Vasil Vladimirovici, super appreciated, man, said, the giant kids are soft compared to Colin and young Hyrunin. I wonder if Oda sets them up to be inspired during this arc's main fight by Usopp's courage, turning them into brave warriors. I mean, that's a fun way to utilize Usopp here. It depends on what is the messaging that Oda wants to go for here. Is he, trying to say like, hey, all warriors, it's how do I put this? It's gonna be interesting to see which direction Oda goes. Like, is he trying to say that we should be aiming for peace, or is he saying that we should be aiming for war? Because he's kind of setting up a situation where, depending on where he goes with these kids, like, it's going to make it seem like his own personal views are skewing towards one way or the other. And you can't not see, like, real world comparisons or try to kind of bring global politics into an idea of, all of this here. Brandon King said, Dak's big theory is that Ja Rule has met Noland as a kid. Well, he's 408. The Noland flashback took place 400 years ago. I think it's more likely that Nolan would have met Ja Rule's father. So... if Ja Rule was like... and I know it's Jarl, but I'm never gonna not call him Ja Rule, I'm sorry. If Ja Rule was like 430, I'd be like, oh yeah, game on. 408 is kind of stretching it. So, you know, we need Nolan to, you know, he needed to have hung out with, you know, Grandmaster Flash and KRS-One or Slick Rick, but not Ja Rule. So. Did I notice that a couple of kids have actual horns? I did not. I didn't look that deep yet, but... Chin said that was a fast read, Randy. Really? Well, I mean, I think it was a, you know, a pretty straightforward chapter. Burns said trying to make it every stream this year. My guy. You know. Two scathing Netflix documentaries later. Oh yeah, the Tama W. Honestly, my favorite part of the chapter. Like, easy, no contest. Best part of the chapter. Because it's just, that's catharsis. That's, you know, you pray for times like that. Do I think that Colin's dad is Louis Arnault? Could be. It's very possible. We need to know how old Ripley is, though. Ripley said that whoever it is a younger man. Louis Arnault has the potential to be at least 100, at most. Well, let's see. Let's think about this, actually. Louis Arnault could be upwards of 120 years old if he got there at Little Garden, like, you know, in the very first year that they were fighting. It's probably not likely that it was the first year. Roger, if he were alive, would be like probably in his like 70s, I think. So if Louis Arnault was the one who inspired him, I would think that Louis Arnault would be in his 80s or 90s at least. And this is all headcanon spitting here, but like the thing that we know about Arnault is that he was at Little Garden in the last 102 years. So like that's just fact, because he named Little Garden. He said that there were giants there. Dory and Brogy were fighting for 100 years. That's that. Giants can live for up to 300 years, so it's not, you know, entirely out of the realm to think that Ripley could be over 100 years old, especially since, you know, she kind of carries the whims and wills of the, you know, the old era. Hyrodin is 60 or 70 years old or something, you know, you'd imagine. Well, let's think. It's kind of hard to pinpoint all these ages down and everything, and it's very, like, do we know how old Colin is when he was introduced? Did they give us his age? Because here's the thing, right? We got a flashback with Dory and Brogy before they went to Little Garden, and they were like 30-something years old. I don't remember exactly what it is, but they were in their 30s. because they're 130 something now. They were full-grown adults at 30 years old. Hyrodin in the Big Mom flashback was a kid. So do you just get to like 30 and you stop aging as a giant until you get to, you know, like 200 or something? I like this. These are the things that like rack my brain like when I'm trying to figure this stuff out, because there's a chance that Ripley. We need to know what generation Ripley's from. Is she from the same generation as Dorian Broggie, or is she more like in this like Hyrodin, Gerd, you know, Goldberg sort of like era? I might be getting the impression that she's with the Dorian Broggie era, just because she's like really with that, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you know, the old ways are very strong with her. So there's that. So there's a chance that as long as she is 100 and something years old, she could say that she's with a younger man, and then it's like this joke, right, where he's a younger man, but he's also like super old, right? So if it's Arnott, and you know he's gray hair, he's really old, whatever, then you know that could be interesting. But the question is, how old is Colin? Because then it's just like, if this man is like 80 and, you know, or 100 and something, but Colin is only like 12, then that man is he's got some vitality. So, you know, props to him. But I almost feel like it would be more likely for her to have somebody who is like in their 60s or something. Someone more from like Roger's era. Not that it needs to be someone from Roger's crew, like Scopper or something. I don't want to keep trying to bring Scopper into things like so many people do. You know, like there's a conversation to be had for it to be Shanks. But it, you know, it probably wouldn't be, and it shouldn't be. I think Arnott is the most interesting one in my mind, but I gotta wrap my head around I gotta understand the ages. All right. Even though I'm, you know, I'm personally a product of a much older father myself. So, but it's interesting. I monologued. Let me look at the chat. Maxo Superden said, my first thought is that Luffy is spilling that Loki secret to Shanks or whoever that is. Okay, that's interesting. Because Luffy knows where Loki is, so if he runs into Shanks, then he could just tell him. Barry said Vern suggested that Colin's dad is Scopper, and I can't get it out of my head. I mean, that works a little bit timeline-wise. You know, like, I mean, I'm okay with that. But it's just, is it important to the story to have Scopper in the story? Vern said, I appreciate the credit, but it was definitely Dizza that said that. Vampirius said, for Colin's dad, he is on Elbaf, since in chapter 1132, the barwoman gave him food for him to give to him. Yeah. So, I mean, the silhouette is going to be Colin's dad, I think. You know, I mean, I think that that's, like, the implication here. And I would like for that to be Louis Arnott more than I would like it to be Scopper, considering that, like, we saw the silhouette again. On top of the Louis Arnott callback. So if it's not Louis Arnault, then Oda was literally just trying to like squeeze Arnault into the story for the 25th anniversary of him introducing Arnault. Red Hood 52 said, theory alert, the Toki prophecy was about Shanks. Garling Figureland hair is like a crescent moon. Shanks is the red moon unaware of Luffy's. Ooh, okay. There's something there.
Someone cooked here.
I like that. I like it because it, you know, takes us back to the beginning here. Brandon said, any theories on Jinbei's Jormungandr belt? Not yet, but, you know, I've talked about Jormungandr a lot. I mean, especially in terms of, like, Skypiea and how I want that to relate here, so, you know, we just need to see some giant snakes. I used to pray for Tamas like this. Red Hood said Loki's 50 Cent gonna pack up old Ja. Yeah, he's gonna buy every seat in the concert. Catching up. DK, member for 24 months, said, fun pirate fact. Pirate Queen, Changshi, commanded more than 300 ships and as many as 40,000 men. I probably butchered that pronunciation. I'd love to see something like that, you know, like play into the story. More than anything, we need more badass females, and you know, and you know, this. We need more capable female fighters in One Piece. You know, it's like you can really count the ones that have been handled well on one hand. Brandon said, Ripley said she's from the Last Warrior era. Alright, so she's got some age to her. DK said, doesn't have anything to do with the chapter, but might as well say it. Reese said, Loki's 63, but looks more like he's in his early 20s. Plus, there is the Oda allergy to drawing visibly older women. Yeah. Unless they didn't follow their dream. Platypus said, oh my god, I realized it has to be Shiki, because then Shiki would also be an Iron Sheik reference and Ripley could call him Shiki Baby. I don't know if Shiki needs to be in like in the main story. I really don't think that needs to be something that happens. Let's get these likes up, guys. Big shout out to everybody in here. Catch you later, Vern. Nunya said, Ripley said his dad was sad he's the only one aging, implying he's been on Elbaf for a good long while. Yeah, no, I'm 100% convinced that the silhouette is the dad, you know. Merlin Ford, is the official dropping today? It did. It did drop today officially. Burns said, also, before I leave, I need to let Randy know about the Mini Yonko Summit happening in July. The world has tried to keep us apart, but Ty and me, Roger and Zebek, will finally clash. Dizza will be there too. Hey. I love that. I love it. Jin said, so dreamless women age faster? Yeah, or, you know, ones that had their, you know, their dreams taken away. You know, the ones that didn't live to their fullest potential. Joaquin, Gloriosa, etc. What do I think Zoro's doing in the cheers spread? Drinking. A little bit of chair piece. I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have. Patience. Sometimes patience is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
Alright. We're back. Let's see here. Yeah. Bernie King said, theory time. I know he's Diet Kaido, but the only character to share Colin's hair type, thick, long, thread style is Bullet. Maybe he's the dad. I'm going to say no just because I don't think the Bullet is ever going to be referenced in the main canon.
It's about to get spicy.
My guy Ty said, see, Carolyn got to Randy too. What up, Savage Crew? Hashtag bars. Hey, that rhymed. W's in the chat for Ty. Lavish activity spotted. Yeah, I had to go have a chat with Carolyn real quick and let her know that this is my time. This is my time. So. Let's see. Feels good to be back with everybody on a Friday. Emil, you did miss the reaction. Yes, we are in the discussion. We're here. We're not on break, right? I want to check. So, what's the community saying as far as who could the dad be? I mean, like, is there any other names besides Arnold and Scopper? People throwing anything else out that could be interesting? Oh no, there's a break next week? Gross. New chapter coming January 19th. Ugh. Buggy. Cooper said Yorkie. I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, look, I want Yorkie to come back, so but I like the idea of Yorkie, you know, having gotten with Gloriosa and being Luffy's other grandfather, though. I like that idea more. Ten-piece Nuggy Sencho. People are saying Rayleigh is out here stepping out on Shaggy. Is that why he was gone from the archipelago for so long? Didn't Shaggy say, like, oh yeah, he's been gone for, like, I don't know, he leaves for long stretches of time. Like, I haven't seen him in like a year or something. Like, he was just at Elbaf hanging out with Ripley, and then he just like bounces between the two of them. Brandon said, my tinfoil idea, Jackson Banner of the Roger crew. You're actually making me look up a character. All right, I see it. That's not gonna happen though. Yeah, I never took the time to learn all of the Roger crew pirates. Benny Beck? That could be interesting. I don't think it would be, but... A Rouge? I don't know. Mary said, Randy, New Year update. My sister caught up with the manga. Like, fully? 'Cause I feel like we just talked like a week ago and she read one chapter. So did she just blitz through? Shout out to Slack Foreign. We fight together. We're stronger together.
Together we're stronger.
Fully.
Together we're stronger.
What's the verdict? We did see him in the anime, right, Colin? Didn't he have like pink hair? Am I right? It was like a pink hair. She's thriving as a Robin fan. Love that. Pink, okay. So, unless we find out that Ripley is the pink-haired one, who are some pink-haired men? Kobe. Is that what Kobe's been up to? Past 2 years? Malone's just 2 years old, year and a half old. She loves the ship sailing on rainbows. It's one of my favorite panels of the the past few years. Like, I love that. There's magic in that panel. BK, I don't know if you missed it. I addressed the Bullet idea. I just don't. I don't think we're gonna see Bullet in the canon. Red Hood 52 supered and said, if we get a cutaway chapter from Elbaf, would everybody rather a cutaway for Blackbeard, Kobe, Cross-Guild, Vivi, Sabo? So this is to the chat. What's the most desired cutaway? Blackbeard, Kobe, Cross-Guild, Vivi, Sabo. I mean, Vivi and Cross-Guild are always going to be my top two. Like, those are the ones that I'm always ready for Oda to deliver on. Then I would say Blackbeard, Kobe, and no, you know what? Normally Kobe would be like fourth out of that list, but I'm gonna say Sabo just because the only way I think to get Vivi at this point is through Sabo, so I want as many cutaways to Sabo as possible to get to the Vivi moment faster, because they're linked now. And then Kobe in last place, even though he's not really last in my heart, but out of that list. I'll tell you who Colin's father isn't. Ashura Doji. Ashura Doji is dead. Who else has pink hair? I can think of a lot of pink-haired women. Maybe Louis Arnaud has pink hair. That'd be a little different. I'm laughing at you, Tyrannosaur. Dawn Knight wants to know how Papa BG is doing. Zebek is Colon's father? Maybe. I don't know. That's one character I really just... I want Zebek to be dead. Like, that's a character that I think should be dead. It does more for the story dead than alive. Shout out to Sanj Saab, member for 37 months. You know what time it is.
What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's about to be that time.
Stephen D. Smith emoji in the chat. Katakuri. If the man wasn't landlocked to Tatalan, that'd be an interesting one. I'd be on board with that. Like, I would be 100% on board with that. But it's just, that one it's just not going to be the case, unfortunately. This is Barry said, I didn't realize how badly I wanted it until I said it. Yeah. Like, it fits. It makes sense. Ripley wanted a warrior. You know, younger man, 48 years old. But the geography kills it. That's the problem. Oh, full body. Oh, it's full body. That's a good one, Dan. Dak said it's pound. Yeah. Oh. Nah, it's going to be a situation where Ripley has the pink hair and the dad doesn't have pink hair. Most likely. Or Louis Arnault has pink hair. I don't know. But you know what I actually also like about this, though, is if it's Arnault, and Arnault is the, you know, the king of the third generation away from us, right? So if it's like, let's say Louis Arnault was like the first pirate king. He inspires Roger, who in effect inspires Luffy. If this is a situation where Colin is Arnault's son, and then Luffy inspires him, then he leads this next era. That's full circle. And then I like that. Dax said Pound could make a comeback this arc because of the Lola situation with Loki. What if they pull up? Hey, look. I mean, it's more likely than most characters we could say. You know, if we wanted to talk about characters that could pull up, like, they have a stronger tie to this particular country that we're on than most other characters. Period. So, we can't rule it out. What if it's Whitebeard? Brandon, Whitebeard is... I hate to tell you, but he's dead. That man is gone. You might want to go check out, you know, chapter 570 something. Nah, no, I can't. We can't do that. Am I still doing the collab with Morge? We talked about it. You know, not recently, but we talked about it, you know, before the new year. Back when I was gonna do the theory for theory. Might be a good time for it. Bring it up, but I mean, like, I feel like I also, you know, at this point, it was fresh, but I mean, I put up my video recently, so if anybody wants my thoughts on like the whole Saul situation and fake out deaths in general, there is a new video on the channel. It is the first video in, you know, 3 months or so. I don't know what else I could say or what more I could bring to that conversation that hasn't already been said. And I think that Morge, you know, for as much as, you know, I appreciate the guy and everything, I don't think there's anything I'm going to say that's going to make him like just instantly like be like, hey, okay, you got me, Randy. I'm a believer. Because I think, you know, it's part of his brand to be the contrarian on this. So it still could be a fun discussion, and I'm open to it. Whereas like if we had done it a few weeks ago, I think the conversation probably would have been dominated by the whole Saul bit. I don't know how much of the conversation I would actually dedicate to it now. But, you know, we just have to see naturally how and where everything's going. Shouldn't say Morge isn't a fan of fake out deaths, but Saul could be different. I'm not a fan of fake out deaths, but Saul is different. But not for Morge. Hello, being Big Mom's grandson would be so chef's kiss. Cat's too perfect that I hate it's not him. Yep. Joe D lists that pink hair in manga has a somewhat traditional meaning, innocence, even naive characters. Like Kobe. I was just going to say, look at Kobe. Dak said, all I gotta say about Colin's dad is Pound is named Pound for a reason. So no Morgan time. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna rule it out. I'm not gonna rule it out. But we do have a break, so you know it's time for. It's been too long. It's time for some sort of a collab to talk everything out, hash everything out. A lot of people have been doing bingo cards and stuff like that, like of predictions and stuff. I think that could be fun too. Like if I didn't do a theory for theory, you know, we could do something like that. But we could also like throw some stuff like that out here, because I don't know what else there is to, you know, kind of discuss with this particular chapter. I'm still Team Shanks on this guy. Like, I mean, I don't care what anybody's saying. And it even looks like he has Griffin in the panel. So I don't know. What are people saying about that? People still team like this is a brother, this is not Shanks. Like, it's really I'm Team Shanks. I'm Team Shanks 100%. Looney's team stab. The dad is Peachbeard. Yeah, I would. That would be the biggest troll in the series. But hey, maybe that would be what brings the Revolutionary Army to Elbaf. I don't understand how people could think that this is not Shanks. I don't get it. Like, if it ends up not being Shanks, fine, or whatever, but I mean, like, this is not what my observation I see. I see a man that looks like Shanks, and in a story that has a character named Shanks that looks exactly like this, that is completely underdeveloped. And I think that Oda would be remiss to develop a character that looks like the character that he should be developing, but instead of developing that character, he just develops a character that looks like that character. Like, that's wild to me. But I mean, like, you even see the hilt of the sword. So it's like, I think that Oda is like feasting off of everybody thinking that this is some sort of relative of Shanks or something like that. And then the big twist is going to be like, no, guys, it's Shanks. Like, he wants you to think it's somebody else. But then he even shows, like, hey, that's Shanks' sword. Like, you can see it. What about the lady in the bandages? I don't know anything about the lady in the bandages. That's what I need the information about. But I mean, but this is Shanks. And I want to understand what she did too. Like, what type of magic is this? Going back to that part now. Now, I will say that, you know, she speaks with like an uppity air to her, so it's like if she's a holy knight, then that's, you know, that fits, that tracks. I got again. Shanks doesn't wear hoods. Chapter 908 or 909, like, tells me differently. If he's Shanks, why would he arrive in Elbaf with the sneaky teleport circle when he's a welcome guest there? Like, that's the, you know, that's the story, though. Getting that answer is much more interesting than here's a new guy. No, I want to know why Shanks would be doing this. That's the fun part. Tornado said, if it's Shanks, then who is the guy in the One Piece 12 players panel? Well, you know, that's a good point that you're making there too, considering that that silhouette did also have a griffin-like blade. I'm gonna be disappointed if this is not Shanks. Like, if this is somebody else that just looks like Shanks, like this Shanks brother thing. Like, if Oda is utilizing this character to do everything that he wants to do with Shanks without like ruining Shanks's character, that's what's going to be cheap. Not Saul coming back. Like, that's beautiful. Taking a character that has no development and then creating a character that looks just like that character and developing that character crazy so that you can preserve, you know, any sort of story elements with the other character for later on. That's cake and eating it too. And it's just, and then eating it again, and then making it, regurgitating it and making a new cake out of that, and then eating that. That's what that is. You know what I would actually like? How about this? How about this? It's Figureland. It's Garling. But he's Bonnie's dad and has the age fruit. How about that? It's where Saturn got the extract for Bonnie because it was a power that Garling already had. So now Garling is de-aged himself here to where he looks like Shanks, but he's really Garling, and he just has the power of manipulating ages. Then you could get into this whole thing where Bonnie is actually effectively utilizing the power almost better than he is, but then he sees how Bonnie is using it by going Nika, and then we get Nika Garling or something like that would be the more interesting misdirect here. Like, not a brother, not anything. Like, we've already established Garling, right? So then he teleports here looking younger. Where we at? Yeah, what we think about that, guys? How about that? Am I cooking? That's what I'll accept. That's what I'll accept. That this is Figureland Garling. Brandon said gender swap Bonnie from the SBS actually high key looks like Shanks, so that fits. Send that to me, please. Because I don't remember it. Big Stinky said, what if instead of Garling being the most free, Emu doesn't let him, and we get the opposite of Nika, the most controlled? Maybe. Yeah. Tornado said, I agree that it seems more boring if it's not Shanks who talked to the Gorosei. Yeah, what is interesting about this character otherwise? People are liking that idea. I said cake, human centipede. Yeah, we're just gonna stitch the cakes together. So the cake is eating the cake. Bravery said, I can kind of see it, but now again, unless the silhouette on 1121 is someone else, because Garling, Shanks, and the silhouette are all on the same page. I mean, unless the silhouette is actually Gin, because we saw Gin. He's got that sword too. California Penguin said, you could also discuss Shanks versus Stabs with Morge, who's a Stabs believer. So Morge is Team Stabs. Okay. But does Morge like the idea of Stabs? Because that's going to be crazy. Because, like, I am not on board with a twin brother trope. Like, is Morge okay with that? Jin said, doesn't Bonnie already have the HH fruit? No, she was injected with basically like some sort of green blood-ish concoction from Saturn. Like, she was given the extract of a devil fruit. See here. Oh yeah, I remember this. Brandon put the link in the chat. Yeah, so Bonnie looks like Shanks in the gender swap. Yeah. But I also said, you know, like, if it wasn't Saturn that was going to be the father, then it would only make sense if it's Garland. You know, so there's just a lot of like good story stuff that can be pulled from that. The relationship between Bonnie and Luffy becomes bigger because she's related to Shanks. I mean, that's crazy. That's just Shanks. Like, it's so wild. And I remember seeing that, and then people have talked about it before, but no one really thought to think too much into it. I think I saw like some sort of a theory where, you know, people were suggesting, like, you know, what if she's actually younger than she is, and she's Shanks' daughter. But yeah, no, this is definitely like Figureland's kid. Or if it stabs, then it stabs, you know, whatever. She stabs his kid. And then that's what it's gonna be. Stabs shows up. He is Bonnie's true dad. I don't know. I just... I'm just not 100% on board with it. I'm just not. Let's see. Nasty Ninja, she was given extract. Maybe copies can exist this way, a la Green Blood. Yeah, I mean, it also, you know, like, what if it's a situation where Saturn was, like, testing the blood of Garling or something, and then, you know, diluted that to isolate the fruit to sort of see if that was, you know, if it was possible to have two people have the same power. You know, if he's the godhead of science, like, I need him to do a science feat. You know, if he just put the fruit in a blender, then wow, bravo, man, you're a scientist. Oh, wow. But if we actually have him, like, trying to take the power from this and try and use it in a new way, like, that's interesting. That's when we're getting into, like, okay, this guy was actually intelligent. Ian McLaughlin said, I think the best outcome is also the most sappy, and it's Shanks. It's really Shanks being controlled by Emu, and Luffy gets to liberate him. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. And then the silhouette was a misdirect, and it was Shanks the whole time, but just like the controlled version of Shanks that even Shanks doesn't know about or something. I don't know. Let's see. So Shanks wants to free Loki. Well, you know what? Let me look at these pages again. Let me see what they're saying. Let me see if there's any subtext, like you know, see what they're saying. All right, we are looking for the person named Loki. Then where is he? Let's see. Just in case you mean to free him. Well, let's think about this, right? Is the scariest thing in the world to the world government, like, let's say this is the Holy Knights. Let's entertain this. The scariest thing in the world to the world government is Nika being back. But it seems to be implied through subtext and everything that the Nika fruit was something that was now this is the version where this isn't Shanks. Okay. It seems to be implied that the Nika fruit was passed down through generations of Elbafians. And at some point seems to have lost its way because Loki thinks that he is the sun god and has allegedly eaten some sort of a fruit that will make him the sun god. So if I was the world government and I just saw Luffy go into a sun god Nika form, but I was under the assumption and belief that Loki had the fruit and was under control or, you know, wasn't aspirational enough to do anything that troubled the world government, then I would send people to Elbaf to confirm what devil fruit Loki has. So in this hypothetical scenario where this isn't Shanks, it's Stabs, it's Garling, whatever, he and this Holy Knight would go to Loki and force him to tell them what his devil fruit is, in which case he would reveal that he has been lying the whole time, he is not actually the sun god, and he has XYZ devil fruit. There's some story there, potentially. Now, let's think about this in the case where this is Shanks, who already knows what fruit he gave Luffy. What does he want with Loki if this is Shanks? Shanks is, through subtext, supposedly the person who locked him up, so Shanks should know where he is. So there's not really a point to be asking where Loki is, because he would be in the underworld. And not necessarily in the castle. So that's a point against it being Shanks, sure. Unless he's playing some sort of long game with the world government and isn't really trying to help them. Because let's also take into consideration here who's driving the conversation here, which is not Shanks. It is this woman. Shanks is doing no talking here. He may just be, you know, a guard facilitating, you know, he may be on protection duty here and just minding his own business and not necessarily playing into the whole hoi polloi of everything that's going on here. I guess that's a way that I could see this playing out. So it's like he gets a message from Emu or dear old dad or something, and it's just like, hey, you know, Manmeyer or whoever needs to go to Elbaf and check this stuff out. You know that territory pretty well, so teleport in and serve as protection. And then he just stays quiet the whole time. That's a way to make my headcanon that this is Shanks work. So I guess those are two scenarios. Ty said, light bulb moment. It can't be Shanks because wouldn't Shanks already know the location where he's in prison? Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I had to come up with some sort of goofy scenario to continue to have it work. The more and more I think about it, the more hoops I have to create to keep it being Shanks, but I can't not think that it's better for the story that it's Shanks. Alley Clown said, "Do you think it's actually Shanks? Just dropped in and would love to hear why." Well, I talked about it at length already, but basically, I want it to be Shanks because Shanks is so underdeveloped that, like, you know, why should we create a new character that looks like him instead of developing the character that is completely underdeveloped? It just, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's cheap. That's the cheap thing in the story. So, instead of it being stabs or anything like that, I would rather be, like, actually Garling, and, like, part of his power is de-aging himself as a connection to Bonnie. What if it's Devon? I said, if Devon's teleporting with summoning circles, she's OP. Well, I mean, look, I want some of the high-tier characters to be able to do stuff like this. So, you know, if Mihawk or Blackbeard or whatever are able to do this... I mean, it doesn't make sense for Blackbeard's crew to be doing that since we're already seeing them warp around the world, so I don't think that it's... I think that kind of throws that one out. But I would love to see Mihawk, like, know this. Saeed. Now here's a little... Now this is interesting. Saeed said, in the God Valley flashback, Garling said, watch carefully, children, before the tournament begins. But he was young. And I remember him saying that. So why would he say children 38 years ago? Unless he was de-aged in that moment. That's a point towards age fruit, Figurlin Garling. I do remember that line, and I do remember thinking that line was interesting. And I think subconsciously it's part of why I started thinking about this theory as well. Let's see. What else can we talk about from this chapter? I love how, like, we've spent, like, no time talking about why Ja Rule has a sword through his brain, and, you know, still lives. I do love that Stansen is the guy from the auction. I think that's really great. chapter's fun, but it's a setup one. Garling has clone children. Shanks was in the chest as the true celestial dragon lineage factor and offered as a prize to make anyone who adopted him an honorary celestial dragon. It's a big stinky. Maybe anything is possible. I said sword through the brain, similar to Shiki with a wheel on his head. I mean, he didn't have that 3 years ago in the Big Mom flashback, so... Did Loki do that? I also think it's crazy that, like... Big Mom literally took Jorl, right? I think that was his name. And just like flipped him, did the most basic of wrestling moves, flipped him on his head, and dude died. Meanwhile, this dude got a sword through the head, and he's walking around just fine. Saeed said Oda already confirmed that was him in an SBS after his cover story page came out. That was who? I think I missed the beginning part of it. It's the secret of his long age, Randy. A sword in the head. That's funny shit. Always wear your helmet, kids. Yeah, exactly. That's what kept him alive, even though it went straight through his brain. I said, you know what that means? Ja Rule is greater than Jorl. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I was gonna make a power scaling joke, and then I just kind of stopped. Can the owl grow Franky? That's funny. How much man is still left in there? Stansen. Oh, I missed that. Oda already confirmed that was him in an SBS after his cover story page came out. Wow. Now, if I didn't miss that, I had just forgotten it because it didn't seem like super pertinent, but I like that it is in the main story. And it makes me think that Stansen will be one of the more like highlighted giants in this arc now. Like, I think we'll see a great showing from Hyrudin. Then I think it'll be like Stansen and Gerd. Then I guess Goldberg and last for development. Obviously with Dorian Berge being at the top above Hyrudin anyway. Ooh, it can probably grow the Thousand Sunny. That's a good take, Emil. That's a great take. Yeah, I like that. Brandon said it'd be funny if we meet a giant called Kal-El. Well, I mean, we've got Bilbo Baggins over here running the library, so Big Stinky said, what if the person to pull the sword out of the mountain Jarl is like King Arthur and Excalibur? Well, if there was ever going to be like a King Arthur thing with Excalibur, I'd want Usopp to be the person that, you know, handled all of that, but... But Oda would be more likely to have that be a Luffy thing. You mentioned something about Superman, and Chin said, thoughts on the Superman trailer, Randy? Personally, not much of a fan of it for me. I love it. I'm ready for this new era of DC. I love the utilization of characters that we've never seen on film before, like Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl. It's just it's time. It's time. You know, I mean, one of my so one of the things I'm constantly, you know, always thinking about is just like, if Warner Brothers just got it right with the Snyder era of everything, I think, you know, could have been good. I still wanted that Ben Affleck Batman movie and all that, but I think this Superman movie is going to lead to good things. I think it's going to be the movie that we need when it comes out, you know, something full of hope and, you know, showing, you know, that there still can be hope in a dark world. And I think that that's what the movie's going to be. I think everything's going to be really dark, but Superman is he's going to be that light that shines through. And I think the movie's going to be powerful in that respect. And I've been enjoying Creature Commandos. They just had like a 1-second tease of Batman and Creature Commandos, and, you know, like, it implied everything that I want from Batman. That, like, they're not afraid to say that this Batman fights like meta-humans and stuff like that. Like, that's what I need. Like, I'm tired of grounded, gritty Batman. So Superman trailer, good. What I think about Ben Schwartz as Plastic Man? Is that a rumor? Because I love that. I like that a lot. I think the biggest missed opportunity in the 90s and 2000s was not doing a Plastic Man movie with Jim Carrey. It's just like, that's... It was like, he was like born for that role. Said he wanted to play it. Hey, I'm on board with it. Let him do it. He'd be a decent Booster Gold too. Big Sticky said Luffy and Usopp are beside each other, being homies this whole time. It's been good to see. We're both just so hyped for Elbaf. Well, I mean, you gotta take into consideration what happened in Little Garden. Little Garden was all about those two, specifically, getting inspired by the Giants. Now, the focus is on Usopp, obviously, and that's, you know, one of the big takeaways, but you can't neglect that Luffy was just as impressed and inspired by them. And, you know, you have the two parallel stories happening at the same time in Little Garden. You have Luffy with Dory, and you have Usopp with Brogy, and they're both, you know, getting two different sides of this, but when Luffy and Usopp come together, it's the same feeling. Giants are cool. We want to go to Elbaf. We're gone. Now they're here, and they get to, you know, enjoy something that the story has been, you know, waiting 25 years to get to. Um, so I don't think I have much else to talk about with this chapter. I think something that would be fun to do is a bingo card at some point, something to kind of go through, 2025 predictions. I've been seeing a lot of people doing it. I haven't been looking at people's predictions, but I've been seeing a lot of people doing them, and it would be fun to, a fun thing to look back at the end of the year to see what, comes true or not. But I don't know if we'll get to that. I do have a video that I shot that I'm in the process of editing that will release sometime in the next few days. Before the 7th, for sure. And that's... We're going to get into the top mystery characters that could become important before the end of the series. So that's a fun video. And... Neil said, since I wasn't there for the reaction, how do you rate the new outfits? Robin is at number 1. She's wearing clothes. Then I'd probably go Jinbei. Then I guess Brooke, and then Franky in last place. Out of the 4 that were just introduced. I don't like the beard on Franky. That's the only thing. And I don't like the beard on Usopp either. I think that's gotta go. Like I just want the Straw Hats to look like the Straw Hats. I don't want them to, look different. Like, it's one thing if Usopp actually grew the facial hair out. I'd be like, alright. But Usopp and Franky walking around like it's the beginning of Dressrosa, I'm out. Barry said, R.I.P. Yeehaw, Franky, I'll miss the cowboy hat. Honestly, the fit was that for Franky, that fit worked. That worked. And I liked Robin's, callback to Dressrosa. Obviously, we don't know what color it is, but it'll probably be purple, like the Dressrosa outfit. But who knows? We'll see when that stuff gets animated. What's up, Teach? I did not see the Jump cover this week, Brandon. Let me see. Let me take a look at this. Luffy in a sort of watercolor appearance. Okay. Cool. Anything else anybody wants to talk about before we go? Since we streamed on Friday, I don't know what we'll do on Sunday. Maybe Sunday will be the bingo card. Trying to, everybody comes to the stream with their predictions for 2025. Because I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to coordinate a theory for theory in 2 days. So that would be more of a thing for the following Sunday. There's also a chance that I don't stream on Sunday because we streamed today, but we'll see. If we do stream, I think it'll be like a predictions sort of bingo card stream. Talking about a Big Mom or Kaido are making an appearance this year. Kaido, no, unless it's a flashback. Big Mom has like an 80% chance, I'd say. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I feel good. Glad we got the chapter a little early. You know, 2 days early for me being official. You guys have had it for like a week or something, I think. Because it's still got that drip tier list, and I still want to do that. We'll find a different off week for it. I think 2025 predictions would be a little more interesting because we're in January right now. But it's a good reminder though. I do want to do that. One Piece trivia? That's too hard, you know? Because then I have to sit there and like come up with questions and all this kind of stuff, and that's a lot of work. It's really a lot of work. You know, not that I would be against doing it, it's more so, do I have the time to do it? But we'll figure things out. Make sure notifications are turned on. Join the Discord if you haven't. Look out for community posts. Check out the most recent video for more of my concise and fully presented thoughts on fake out deaths and the Saul situation. And we might be back on Sunday for, you know, some sort of like prediction stream. And I'll try and set up a theory for next Sunday since we don't have a chapter. I'd still like to get on Twitch at some point and play some Marvel Rivals. I've been doing that a lot lately, not on stream, but off stream. I am ranked Gold 2 right now. Yeah. I'm not bad. Apparently I'm in the top 15% of players in the world. That's what it says. No, it does this thing like when you rank up in it's like you are ranked higher than, you know, 85% of the player base. So what you're telling me is that I'm top 15. Oh man. DK said I'm still bronze. Look, it took a while to get out of bronze because it's like that's the problem. Like it was like once I got out of bronze, once I got to like bronze 1, I went on like a hot streak where like I literally didn't lose. I was on a generational run where if you just look at my like leaderboard, like it's just victory. Like I did not lose a game in between bronze 1 and gold 3 at all. And solo queuing. I was just solo queuing. But I rode Penny Parker to the top. Like she was the ace. She was the ace. We got it. I was originally a Luna main, and then I was playing as Star-Lord. And then when I switched to Penny Parker, that's when I like sort of found my groove, and I was like, and I became unstoppable. Let me see. Just because I'm humble bragging, I did take a screenshot of the generational run, and I'm gonna find it. Let's see, where is this? Like, I've been having a lot of fun with the game. I'm really looking forward to the new season, like when everything resets. It's just all victories. So, if you're nice, let's play. I'm on console though, so if you're PC, they do a thing where you can't play competitively with PC players, which sucks, because like I was playing with Daxaki and I was playing with DK and Kev Dog, but they all play on PC, so we couldn't jump into a competitive match because I'm on my Xbox. Nick said, all I know about Marvel Rivals is that they let you say free Hong Kong in the chat. They let you say a lot of things in the chat. They let you name your characters a lot of things. You see the wildest character names. There is like, it is the wild, wild west when it comes to that. Cooper Wise said, I'm so excited for Season 1. Ultron will be my new main forever. Yeah, it seems like Ultron and Blade might be coming in Season 1, but probably towards the tail end. The new leaks say that it's going to be the Fantastic Four that come first. So I don't know if they're going to like split it up 2 and 2, like introduce like 2 new characters every like 2 weeks or so, or if they're going to drop all 4 of the Fantastic Four. But Ultron is not going to be the first new character. It will be 2 or 4 of the Fantastic Four. DK said no leaks. They confirmed on their official pages. Yeah, I saw that. Well, they have the official art out now, which came out in like on some sort of Chinese website that showed the artwork of Marvel's first family. But that's been like one of my recent obsessions, is just like paying attention to all of the leaks happening with Marvel Rivals. Like, oh, they've been data mining this and that, and you know, they find this and whatever. But I want more X-Men characters though that I like. There's like 3 X-Men characters that could be coming to the game soon, but They're not any that I would actually play as, so doesn't matter. But then again, we'll have to see how they play. I don't know. DK said, I don't understand how a game can still have secrets nowadays. I swear people data mine everything. But the funny thing is that no one found anything about the Invisible Woman. Like, she was invisible. Like, everybody found everything for Reed Richards, Johnny Storm, and they found some stuff for the Thing, but they did not find anything about Sue Storm. It was just sort of assumed. Like, there was dialogue where it seemed like Johnny and Reed were talking to Sue, but there was no, like, data in the game for Sue. She was invisible. So, yeah. Well, for those of you that don't play Marvel Rivals, I'm sorry that I disrupted our One Piece chat to talk about a superhero video game. But I was ending the stream anyway, so. Alright. I'll catch up with you guys later. Thanks so much for hanging out. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.